In the year 2019, B schools are expected to provide $350 million in merit-based scholarships. Now, these are merit-based scholarships only. Based on our estimates, about 55% of this amount is going to go to the 6,000 students who score a 740 or higher. Sorry about that. Let me just write this again. 740 or higher, which amounts to an average scholarship amount of $40,000 that we believe would be offered. Now, where does this data come from? This data comes from our experience with having dealt with upwards of 45,000 students. And in fact, e-GMATers get $18 million worth of scholarship every year. Now, what does the scholarship amount depend upon? In my experience, this scholarship amount depends upon two things. One is your GMAT score. The second is how well do you do during that interview. If your median score is 20 points higher than the median score, if your score is 20 points higher than the median score at that particular B school, you're very likely to get a scholarship. Now again, as was the case a few minutes back, this was some statistical data. Let's look at some anecdotal data overall. Here's some three use cases. The first use case is Mansi Diman. Mansi received admits from Harvard, Stanford, Wharton, INSEAD, and Kellogg. She had a 770 on her GMAT. She is currently studying at Harvard, and she has a total of about $90,000 in scholarship money across the 2 years. You can watch her video on our YouTube channel in the GMAT success stories portion of it. Second case, Victor Makula, again a 770 scorer. He received full fellowships from Ross and Keenan Flagler that amount to about $142,000 in tuition waiver. Again, you can also watch his interview on our YouTube channel. And then third case, a very unique case, Kong Bui, who had a 760 on the GMAT. He's just graduated. He received not just a full fellowship from Ohio Fisher, but also a stipend of $1,700 per month. In a sense, this guy received money to study at Ohio Fisher. So again, this is the first set of anecdotal data points. Another set of anecdotal data points is the ones that we've already seen. Nishant received $125,000 worth of scholarship from Ohio Fisher, which essentially was a full fellowship. Pravi got $80,000 worth of scholarship from Georgetown, and Krishnakant, again, full fellowship, which amounts about $124,000 worth of tuition waiver from Texas A&M as well as Georgetown University. Again, what you can really see is the power of that GMAT score, and not just in getting you admission into that school of your choice, but also in helping you lower the tuition burden, lower the loan burden that you have to take once you get it accepted at one of the top B schools. In fact, to just sum it off, here's a quote from John Fuller, who's the former admission director at Ross. What he said was, someone with a 770 is much more likely to get a financial award than someone with a 670. It can be much more likely for that business school to want to buy that high GMAT score. Now, the beauty of this award is that this happens within months of you getting that high GMAT score. So what I call is the year zero return on investment on that GMAT score. Why? Because hey, you get a high GMAT score, you get an admission, and you get that scholarship amount. In fact, when I took the GMAT, I actually took the GMAT twice. The only reason I took the GMAT twice was because I wanted a full fellowship, and because of my high GMAT score, I did not have to pay a single penny for my MBA.